Varshabhanave Devi Dvaitaya Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhave Namaha Madhurjvana Premadya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Bhaktidante Vajrahari Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannathaya Te Namaha Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Om Mahabharanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Chagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Shri Radhakanta Namostute Tapti Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jayatam Surato Pangor Mama Mandamater Gati Matsarvaswa Parambojo Shri Radha Madana Mohano Divyad Vrindaranya Kapadrumadha Shrimad Nagara Simhastanashno Shri Shri Radha Shri Govinda Devo Preshalibi Sevimano Smarami Shriman Rasana Surambi Vamshivata Taktashtitaha Karshan Venu Swaner Gopir Gopinata Shri Estuna Vrindaye Tulasi Devyaye Priyaye Keshavasya Cha Krishna Bhakti Prade Devi Satyavatyaye Namo Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakti Shaktikam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Page 23. Krishna hoite chaturmukha Oya Krishna sevan mukha Brahma hoite nara dera mahati Narada hoite vyasa Madhvaka he vyasa dasa Purna pragna padmana bhagavati Nihari madhava vamshe Akshobhya padamahamse Shishabhani yangi karakore Akshobhyera shishya jaya Tirtaname parichaya Tasya Vidyanidhi Rajendra Oiro Taha Hoite Tahara Kinkara Jaya Damandame Parichaya Parampara Janabara Mahate Jayam Damadasya Kyati Shri Purushottam Jati Tahoite Brahmanya Tirtha Sohori Vyasa Tirtha Tara Dasa Lakshmi Pati Vyasa Dasa Dahoite Maravinda Puri Madhavendra Puri Vada Shisha Vaga Shri Ashpada Nityananda Shri Advaita Vibhu Ishvara Puri Kedanya Kauriranya Shri Chaitanya Jagaguru Gauda Mahaprabhu Mahaprabhu Shri Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nahiyanya Rupanuga Jani Rajivana Vishwambara Priyankara Shri Swarupa Damodara Shri Goswami Rupa Sanatana Rupa Priya Mahajana Jiva Raghunatana Tara Priya Kavi Krishna Dasa Krishna Dasa Priya Varandarottama Seva Pada Jarabara Vishwanatha Asha Vishwanatha Bhakta Sata Banadeva Jagannatha Tara Priya Shri Bhakti Vinoda Mahabhagavata Vara Shri Gaura Kishora Vara Hari Bhajanette Jaramoda Shri Vaishnavana Vivara Sada Sevya Seva Pada Tahara Daita Dasanama Prabhupada Antaranga Shri Swarupa Rupanuga Shri Keshava Bhakti Pragyahana Gauriya Vedanta Vetam Maya Vadotamohanta Gauravani Prachara Chadama Pracharino Gauravani Bhakti Vedanta Swami Purnira Prabhupada Gama Kesha Priya Mahajana Vamana Narayana Gauravani Tare Pranadana Esaba Hari Jana Gaurangera Nija Jana Tarano Chiste Murakama Guru Parampara Guru Parampara Guru Parampara Guru Parampara Guru Parampara Guru Parampara Parampara Guru Parampara. Page 36. Jai Guru Parampara, Jai Shivananda Sen Prabhu. Vrindavana Vasi Jato Vaishnavera Gahana Vartame Vandana Kori Sabara Charana Nilachara Vasi Yato Mahaprabhu Gana Gomite Podiya Vando Sabara Charana Navadvipa Vasi Jato Mahaprabhu Bhakta Sabara Charana Vando Voyanurahata Mahaprabhu Bhakta Yato Gaura Deshe Stiti Sabara Charana Vando Gauriya Pranati Jedeshe Baise Gaurangera Gana Urdhvabahu Kori Vando Sabara Charana Huyachena Huyibena Prabhuyato Dasa Sabara Charana Vando Dante Kori Gasha Brahmanda Torite Shakti Dare Jane Jane Devera Purane Guna Gaya Jebashune Mahaprabhu Gana Sava Patita Pavana Jairo Bimui Papilo Inusharana Vandana Korite Mui Kato Shakti Dori Tamo Buni Doshe Mui Damba Matra Kori Tatapi Mukhera Bhagyamane Rahurasa Tokshakshami Moadame Koro Nijadasa Sava Vansha Siri Hoy Yama Banda Chute Jagante Dolava Hoy Prem Dana Lute Manera Vasana Puna Achirate Hoya Devaki Nandam Nadasa Helo Bekoyam Jayo Vaishnav Thakur Jayo Vaishnav Thakur Vaishnav Thakur Jayo Vaishnav Thakur Jayo Vaishnav Thakur Jayo Vaishnav Thakur Vaishnav Thakur Jayo Vaishnav Thakur. Page 200. Page 200. Uh-huh. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Vande Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunatha Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunatha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jivedoya Kori Swaparshana Swiyandama Sahavatari Ajanta Dunaba Prema Gari Baridana Shikaya Sharanagati Bhakatera Prana Danya Atmani Vedana Gotriplevarana Avasharakshime Krishna Vishvasapalana Bhakti Anukurna Matra Kayara Sikara Bhakti Pratikula Bhava Vajanangikara Sharanga Sharanagati Hoi Bejahara Tahara Pratana Shune Shinanda Kumara Rupasanatana Pade Dante Trinakori Bhakati Vinoda Pade Drupada Dori Kandiya Kandiya Bole Amito Dama Shikaye Sharanagati Karahe Utama Jayo Swart Swaparshada Jayo Gaura Hari Swaparshada Jayo Gaura Hari Jayo Swaparshada Jayo Gaura Hari Swaparshada Jayo Gaura Hari. Page 66, I think. No. Sorry, that's page. It is page 58. Page 58. Nitai Parakamala. 58. There we Nitai Padakamala Koti Chandra Sushitala Nitai Padakamala Koti Chandra Sushitala Jechaya Jagata Judai Jechaya Jagata Judai Enonita Bine Bai Radha Krishna Paitena Enonita Bine Bai Radha Krishna Paitena Vida Kori Doroni Tarpa Radha Kori Doroni Tarpa Se Sambandha Nahi Jada Vrita Janme Gero Tada Se Sambandha Nahi Jada Vrita Janma Gero Tada Se Pashu Badoduracha Se Pashu Badoduracha Nitana Boniro Muke Majilo Samsara Suke Nitana Boniro Muke Majilo Samsara Suke Vinjakure Kikori Beta Vijakure Kikori Beta Ahankare Matahaya Nitai Pada Pashariya Ahankare Matahaya Nitai Pada Pashariya Satyere Satyakori Mani Asatyere Satyakori Mani Nitaya Karuna Hoibe Vrajerata Krishna Pabe Nitaya Karuna Hoibe Vrajerata Krishna Pabe Dara Nitaya Charana Dukani Dara Nitaya Charana Dukani Nitaya Charana Satya Dahara Sevaka Nitya Nitaya Charana Satya Dahara Sevaka Nitya Nitai Pada Sadakado Asha Nitai Pada Sadakado Asha Narotama Baro Duki Nitai More Koro Suki Narottama Baraduki Nitai More Korosuki Narottama Baraduki Nitai More Korosuki Narottama Baraduki Nitai More Korosuki Nakodanga Charaneda Pasha Nakodanga Charaneda Pasha Nitai Pada Kamadam Koti Chandra Sushitala Nitai Pada Kamadam Koti Chandra Sushitanda Jayanita 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 Jayagon Jayanita Jayagon Jayanita Jayagon. Somebody like to do Guranga? Page 83. Gora Gora Pahun Nabaji Amainu Gora Pahun Nabaji Amainu Premaratana Dana Elaya Harainu Premaratana Dana Elaya Harainu Adane Jatana Kori Danate Aginu Adane Jatana Kori Danate Aginu Apana Karama Toshe Apani Dubinu Adana Karana Doshe Apani Dubinu Satsanga Chadi Kanu Asate Vilas Satsanga Chadi Kanu Asate Vilas Tekarane Lagi Loye Kamabanda Pas Tekarane Lagi Loye Kamabanda Pas Vishaye Vishama Visha Satata Kainu Vishaya Vishama Visha Satata Kainu Gora Kirtana Rase Magana Nahoinu Gora Kirtana Rase Namaga Nahoinu Kenovacha Ye Prana Kisuka Paya Kernovacha Ye Prana Kisuka Paya Narottama Dasa Keno Nagelo Maraya Narottama Dasa Keno Nagelo Maraya Goda Pahu Nabajiyamainu Goda Pahu Nabajiyamainu Premaratana Doshedana Nelayana Rainu Premaratana Dana Elaya Rainu Jaya Nita Jaya Go Jaya Nita Jaya Go Jaya Nita Jaya Go Jaya Nita Jaya Go Jaya Sachi Mata Pranadana Goda Hari Sachi Mata Pranadana Goda Hari Jaya Sachi Mata Pranadana Goda Hari Sachi Mata Pranadana Goda Hari Gaya Kali Yuga Pavana Goda Hari Kali Bayana Shana Goda Hari Jaya Kali Yuga Pavana Goda Hari Kali Bayana Shana Goda Hari.
What was the last line?
Kali Baya Nashana. He destroys the fear of Kali. It's from the one Kali Yuga Pavana Kali Baya Nashana. I forget. It's not Jai Sachi. It's like Say Sachinandana Go Hey.
Do you know another tune for this song, or is that the only one you know?
Mm-mm.
Nice research. Very nice.
Thanks.
Where did you hear this tune?
I found the melody on YouTube, but it's very similar to what they sing in Sri Chaitanya Gaudiya Math. I mean, they do more like Bengali styling to it.
Nice that she's researching all this. It's very beautiful.
Thanks. That's what I did a lot of my time in Alachua.
Are you gonna come to the bhajan class?
I hope so. Radhakrishna, page 123. Does somebody want to lead for Radhakrishna?
Yeah.
You want to do Radhakrishna?
You gonna follow me?
Nope, but I don't really
I can take that one. You're gonna follow me, Prabhuji? Didi says, don't think that no one can follow you. But you can.
I'll follow you.
Sorry. Guranga, you can follow me. Kadagaja?
Huh?
You follow me? Yes, please. You're coming?
123. Page 123.
You're here. Yours is under there. If you want to unwrap, you can have. Please forgive. I love this song. I sang this song for Gurudev. He loved it. Let's read it. Can I quickly read the translation? Remember, you asked me a question about this song. The youthful divine couple Shri Radha Krishna are my life and soul, in life and in death. I have no shelter other than them. Anyone else?
On the banks of the Kalindi, Jamuna River, in a Kandamba grove meant for amorous sporting, I will seat them both upon a jeweled throne.
I will anoint their dark and golden limbs with sandal paste, scented with chuya, and then fan them with a chamara. Oh, when will I behold their moon-like faces?
After stringing together garlands of malati flowers, I will place them around both their necks. I will then place tambula, betel flavored with camphor in their lotus mouths.
On the order of Lalita, Vishaka, and the other Sakis, I will serve their lotus feet.
Nartam Das. Servant of the servant of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He earns for service to the divine couple. This is actually a song of perfection, Gurudev said. Only the perfect. But as sadhaks, we can aspire for it. A very, very high song, actually. But at least we can aspire. Change my mind. You want to sing this? Can you?
Sure.
Okay. I think so.
Let me see, just really quick. I don't want to play, but I want to hear.
Which one do you want? D?
No, B. Wait.
D.
I want.
C?
Here, let me hear. Radha Krishna Prana Mora Jugala Kishora Jivane Marane Gati Arnaimo Radha Krishna Prana Mora Jugala Jivane Marane Gati Arnayo Radha Krishna Prana Mora Jugala Kishora Jivane Marane Gati Anayo Radha Krishna Prana Mora Marane Gati Aranayo Kalindira Kule Keli Kadambera Vana Ratana Vedira Upar Posaboduja Kalindira Kule Keli Kadambera Vana Vedira Upa Vosabodura Shama Gori Ange Di Bochua Chandane Raganda
Chamara Dulabo Kave Heribo Mukha Chandra Shamagori Chandanera Gana Kave Gatiya Malatir Mala Dibodo Agale Adhare Tuliya Divo Karpur Tambule Gatiya Malatir Mala Lalita Vishakari Jato Saki Vrenda Agyaya Karibo Seva Chara Naravinda Lalita Vishakari Jato Saki Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Dasaranudasa Seva Vilasa Kare Narottamadaasa Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nudasa Seva Vilasa Kare Narottamadaasa Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Dasaranudasa Seva Vilasa Kare Narottamadaasa Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu
Narottamadaasa Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Swagatam Swagatam Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. It's a beautiful day. We're going to hear the Srimad Bhagavatam. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shravanam Kirtanam Pada Sevanam Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Radhe Krishna, Paramora, Yugala Kishora, Jivane Marane Gati, Hare Nahemora, Hare Krishna Paramora, Yugala Kishora, Jivane Vanagati, Hare Nahemora, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Yugala Kishora, Jivane Marane Gati Ara Nahi Mor.
Haribol, Haribol, Hare Haribol. Radha Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. One more time, my brothers and sisters. Oh, one more time, my brothers and sisters. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Hare. Just one more time, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Radhe, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Na Hare Krishna, Narottam Das Thakur ki, Narottam Das Thakur ki, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Dasavanu Dasa, Seva Abhilasa Kore Narottama Das.
Deva Abhilasa Kore Narottama Dasa.
Would you like an awesome? Would you like an awesome?
Can you, I'm going to sing one bhajan, okay? Shri Krishna Viraha. Mic stand. Thank you. You pass out already? Everyone has?
No.
Oh, the Sarda? This one. Why is that? Yeah. Huh?
Just don't play it though.
I won't go that high. This is one of Bhaktivinoda Thakur's best songs. Best song. It has kartals? Who has kartals? One? Anyone else?
You want 2 cartels?
Yeah, 2, 3 kartals.
I got another pair for you.
We should try to sing different songs all the time so we can go through all the songs and learn as many songs as possible. Not always Gauranga Bolite Habe Ohe Vaishnav Thakur, right? You sung this song before? You have. These 4 songs, Vishabhanu Sutta, which I sang the other day, Dekite Dekite, Jamuna Puline, Sri Krishna Virahe. 4 beautiful songs by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. They can actually all be sung in the same tune, same meter. Sri Krishna Virahe Radhika Dasa Amito Sahite Nari Sri Krishna Virahe Radhika Dasa Amito Sahite Nari Shri Krishna Virahe Radhika Dasa Amito Nahite Nari Shri Krishna Virahe Radhika Dasa Sahito Sahite Nari Yugala Milana Sukera Karana Jivana Charite Pari Shri Krishna Virahe Radhika Dasa Amito Sahite Nari Shri Krishna Virahe Radhika Charana Tajiya Mara Sheneke Pralaya Haya Radhe Shri Radhe Radhika Charana Tajia Mara Sane Ke Pralaya Aya Radhikaratare Satabara Mari Seduke Amara Soya Ehina Radhara Charana Yugale Parichaya Pabakabe Aha Braja Jana More Doya Kori Kabe Brajavane Labe Shri Krishna Virahe Radhikara Dasa Amita Sahite Nari Vilasa Manjari Ananga Manjari Shirupa Manjari Ara Amake Tuliya Lahani Japade Deho More Siddhi Sara Amake Tuliya Lahani Japade Deha More Siddhi Sara Shri Krishna Virahe Radhikara Dasa Amita Sahite Nari Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Oh Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitya Gaur Haribo, 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 Haribo. Nitya Gaur Haribo, 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 Nitya Gaur Haribo. Vrindavan Vihai Lal ki jai. Vrishabhanu Nandini Srimati Radharani ki jai. Hare Krishna Ma Mantra ki jai. Gaur Premanande. Oh, you're so good to do bhajan with this group. Very nice. You're inspiring me to sing. Okay, everyone have Mangalacharna? Haribo. Yeah. We begin. Here, take. I have so many. You need? One, two. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Now together. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam mudirayat shrinvatam svakata krishna punyashravana kirtana hridiyantosto yabhadrani vidunoti saritsatam Nasta praishu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati utama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtaki tada rajastamo bhava kama loba dayaschaye cheta eteranavidam stitam sattve prasidati evam prashana manaso Bhagavad Bhakti Yogataha Bhagavad Tattva Vijnanam Mukta Sangasya Jayate Vidyate Hridaya Grantis Chidyante Sarva Samsaya Shiyante Chasya Karmani Drishta Evat Manishvare Si Harivamsa Cha Vede Ramayana Chaiva Purane Bharate Tata Adovante Cha Madhye Cha Hari Sarvatra Giyate Mukam Karati Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yad Kripatamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam Dharma Prochida Kaitavatra Paramo Nirmatsaranam Satam Vedyam Vastavam Atra Vastu Sivaram Tapatrayon Mulanam Shrimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Kriti Kimva Parir Ishvaraha Sadyo Hridya Varujate Trakriti Bisushubis Tat Shanat Nigama Kalpat Karor Galitam Phalam Sukam Mukad Amrita Drava Samyutam Pibata Bhagavatam Rasamalayam Mahur Aho Rasika Bhuvi Babukaha Anarto Pasamam Saksad Bhakti Yogam Madoksaje Lokasya Janito Vidvams Chakre Satvata Samhitam Yasyam Vai Suyamanayam Krishne Paramapurushe Bhakti Rudpadyate Pumsha Shoka Moha Bhayapaha Srimad Bhagavatam Puranam Amalam Yad Vaishnavanam Priyam Yasmin Paramahamsam Ekam Amalam Jnanam Param Giyate Tatra Jnana Vairagya Bhakti Sahitam Naiskarmyam Aviskritan Tatrin Vansupatan Vicharano Paro Bhaktya Vimuchen Naraha Arto Yam Brahma Sutranam Bharatartha Vinirnaya Gayatri Basya Ruposo Vedartha Paribrimhita Idam Bhagavatam Nama Puranam Brahma Samhitam Uttama Shloka Charitam Chakara Bhagavan Rishi Nishayashaya Lokasya Danyam Swastiayanam Mahat Tadidam Grahayam Asam Sutam Atma Bhatam Varam Sarva Vedeti Hasanam Saram Saram Samudritam Shri Sutta Vacha Yam Pravajantam Anupetyam Apetya Krityam Dvaipayino Viraha Katara Ajuhava Putreti tanmetero talavo binedus tam sarva bhutam hridayam munimanatosmi. Haram hi Sri Bhagavatam isyate tadrasamrita triptasya nanyata svarati kuchit nimnaganam yata ganga Devanam Achyuto Yata Vaishnavanam Yata Shambhu Purananam Idam Tata Krishna Bhakti Rasa Swarup Shri Bhagavata Tate Veda Shastra Haite Parama Mahata Chari Veda Upanishade Yata Kichu Haya Tara Artha Lana Vyasa Korila Sanchaya Ye Sutra Yeru Vishaya Vachana Bhagavate Seru Shloke Nibandana Jivera Nishtara Lagi Sutra Kaila Vyasa Mayavadi Basya Sunile Haya Sarvanasa Jaha Bhagavata Pada Vaishnavira Stane Ekanta Shrayakara Chaitanya Charane Bhagavata Jena Mane Se Javana Sama Dara Shastra Ache Janme Prabhu Yama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Go Premanandi. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam Ki. We're very fortunate to be gathered together here with like-minded good devotees on this auspicious day to hear, recite, relish, discuss Srimad Bhagavatam, our life and soul. Yesterday we spoke something about Mangalacharana. These are all Mangalacharana verses. And how Krishna is non-different. Krishna is Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is Krishna. Isn't it, Sharda? Non-different. Just like Krishna's holy name, his Shuddhanam is non-different from him. His Dham is non-different from him. His consecrated Archa Vigraha is non-different from him. Srimad Bhagavatam is non-different from Krishna. So if we approach hearing Srimad Bhagavatam with bhakti, with the devotional mood of receiving the instructions coming from the Lord himself, Dharma tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. Dharma comes from the Lord. He passes it down through the various saintly kings and rishis, sages, gurus, sadhus, acharyas. But they are only repeating what they've heard from their predecessors. We should try not to speculate, manufacture anything. Everything we speak, we should try to speak from Shastra, see through the eyes of Shastra, Shastra Chakshus, understand and perceive, judge things through Shastra, understand things through Shastra. Shastra is primary. There's Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra, right? Srila Gurudev, pure Vaishnavas, and Shastra. So when all three are aligned, is very good. But they're not always all three aligned. Sometimes Sadhu says one thing, Shastra says another thing. Guru says one thing, Sadhu says another thing. Shastra says one thing, Guru says another thing. So there's always some kind of apparent contradictions, especially when you go into the fine points of the Siddhanta and Tattva. There appears to be some contradictions. But we shouldn't shy away from such apparent contradictions. We should try to reconcile them, because by discussing them and reconciling them, then our faith becomes very strong. And Krishnadas Kaviraj says this in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Siddhanta bolya chitte na karo elas. Don't be lazy in discussing our deep philosophy, Vaishnav Siddhanta, because it makes the mind, Dridha Manas, be very strong and determined. So Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanam Amalam Yad Vaishnavanam Priyam. It is our spotless evidence for everything we believe. Narada Muni, Prabhu, if you do anything without good reason, good praman, sometimes you may make a mistake. We should do everything according to good reason, right? We should know why we're doing things. I'm not picking on you personally, I'm just calling your name. I know you act very carefully always, but just like when Krishna and Nanda Maharaj were discussing before Govardhan Puja, Krishna was asking Nanda Maharaj, why are you doing all this elaborate sacrifice? Is this a local custom? Are you worshiping some god? What is the reason behind it? Because if you do things without proper understanding or reasoning, then you may get the opposite result. That's not good. So Father, please explain to me, what is this puja you're about to perform? So this line of reasoning is for all of us. Whatever we do in our Krishna consciousness, we should understand why we're doing it and thoroughly believe in it, and therefore do it pakka, do it nicely, right? Because we have strong faith in what we're doing is correct and will lead to a good goal. So therefore Harikatha is very important. Classes are very important. Every day hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, the devotees should take turns, right? Going through the Bhagavatam. So in Harivamsha, it's stated, Vede Ramayana Chaiva, Purane Bharate Data, Adoante Chamadjecha Hari Sarvatra Giyate. In all the Vedic literatures, only Hari. Who is Hari? He's the Supreme Lord, Bhagavan. He has many different manifestations. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but he has unlimited manifestations. And all those manifestations in tattva are one with Krishna. We shouldn't denigrate any manifestation of Krishna thinking that they are insignificant. They're all significant. Why Krishna himself will appear? Keshavadrita, Mina Sarira. Why would he appear as a fish? Keshavadrita, Varaha Sarira. Appear as a boar. Sukara Rupa. Why would he appear as Buddha? Why would he appear as all these incarnations and manifestations? So Krishna has a plan. He could have just manifested himself as Brajendanandan and nothing else, right? If that's the highest original Supreme Personality of Godhead, why not? What is the need for all these different manifestations? Gada. Yeah. Krishna can do anything and everything. Simultaneously, by his will, all his Shaktis are doing everything. He can establish Dharma. He can curb the flow of irreligion. He can perform Leela. He can do anything he wants. What is the need of appearing as a tortoise, as a fish, as a boar, as Nrsimha? What is the need?
To benefit the jivas.
Krishna can benefit the jivas by himself, much more than any incarnation, right? Krishna's full of ras. He's so beautiful. Yes, for his own pleasure. He's Rasaraj, Sri Krishna. He takes pleasure in manifesting unlimited various pastimes. And also the living entities have different propensities. So they like to serve the Lord in different ways. And he reciprocates with them. So if you denigrate or ignore or not properly honor anything in Krishna's manifestation, including all his incarnations, then you make offense against Krishna. Like Nrsingadev should be honored, right? Nrsingadev's here. What to speak of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, of course, but all the different incarnations. So Srimad Bhagavatam goes through each incarnation, each manifestation, all the Manvantars, all the Manus, all the Purusha avatars, all the Yuga avatars, all the Leela avatars, right? We learn about all of them. And they're all like multifaceted colors on a crystal. You take a glass crystal and you cut it in a certain way and you put it in the window in the light. What happens? It's so beautiful. You have pink, purple, yellow, green, magenta, and it spreads the rays all throughout the room. So in our business, we sell these dream catchers, you know. They have all kinds of crystals on them. And they're hanging from this tree in the trade show. And people come, oh, they're so amazing, so beautiful, you know, because of all the color, right? So Krishna's manifestations are like this. They're different. They're different parts of his personality, different parts of his character, different parts of his Shakti. They're all so beautiful, really. And if we can appreciate Krishna in all his different manifestations, then we can also relish so much. So in all the Vedas, the Ramayana, the Puranas, the Mahabharata, only Hari, the Supreme Lord, is being glorified, but in different forms. In Ramayana is Lord Ram. In Mahabharata, mostly Dwarkadish Krishna, right? The Pandavas, the Kurus. So Hari is sung. Then we are ill and lame advised, but due to the mercy of Paramananda Madhavam, even fallen persons in Kali Yuga, we can understand something about Krishna. Maybe not completely, because Krishna is unlimited, but according to our capacity, we can relish and understand something. And a dumb person can become an eloquent speaker. A lame person can cross the Himalayas by the mercy of Madhava. So this Srimad Bhagavatam is not an ordinary Purana. It's Maha Bhagavat Purana. What separates it is this next verse. From Srimad Bhagavatam, the second shloka, first canto, first chapter, second shloka. Dharma prochita kaitavo tra paramo nirmatsaranam satam vejam vastavam atra vastu shivaram tapatrayonmulanam Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Kritikim Vaparer Ishvaraha Sadyo Hridya Varujate Tra Kritibish Sushubhistatchana. What does it mean? Dharma Prochita Kaitavo. What is the speciality of this Purana? No cheating. It's not expressing anything mundane. No cheating religion. 99.9999% of all religions are cheating religion. Pure Vaishnav Dharma is extremely rare. You look at most modern churches, mosques, religions, they all have material motivations behind their religious practices, isn't it? I'm doing this ritual, I'm praying to God, give me my daily bread, give me this, give me that. But our Vaishnav lineage and Srimad Bhagavatam completely rejects all types of religious activities which are materially motivated, and therefore establishes what? It establishes the highest truth. The highest truth is reality distinguished from illusion for the welfare of all. That truth is Sri Krishna himself, right? Mata paratanam nanyat kinchiran asti dhananjaya Mayi sutra idam protram sutre manigana iva, which means Krishna says in Gita, there is no truth superior to me. Everything rests upon me as pearls are strung on a thread. So we were talking the other day about shlokas, Gita shlokas, learning shlokas, repeating them. This is austerity of speech. We learn shlokas, we repeat shlokas. You like to hear shlokas? Devotees love to hear shlokas. But if you don't repeat them, you can't remember them. You have to repeat them. Reading, and not repeating, it won't sink in the mind. So every opportunity, you learn a shloka, then you go around that day, talk to 5 or 10 devotees, you repeat the shloka to them. They'll love to hear it. And then you'll learn it. So what is truth? Reality, distinguished from illusion, that is the Supreme Lord. So Bhagavatam is establishing this supreme truth and rejecting all kinds of untruth. When we understand the supreme truth, that truth uproots the threefold miseries. Adhyatmik, Adhibodhik, Adhidaivik. So the Bhagavatam has been compiled by the great sage Vyasadeva in his maturity. This wasn't his first work. This is his last contribution, final, complete, most full contribution of Vedic literatures to this world. And we glorify Vyasadeva for being so merciful to go through all this effort to speak 18,000 verses and teach his son and Sukadeva Goswami, who spoke to Maharaj Parikshit, and Sutta Goswami, who repeated what he heard, and all of our Guru Varga who are doing to this day the very same thing. So the Bhagavatam is sufficient in itself for self-realization. What is the need of any other literature? If other literatures are helpful, we can take anything which is favorable for bhakti, right? Anukulyasya sankalpa, pratikulyasya varjanam. We accept everything which is favorable. But really, the Bhagavatam in and of itself is sufficient for self-realization. Prabhupada says many times, if you read from the first canto to the 12th canto, you'll become self-realized. If you read and absorb and try to understand, you'll become self-realized. So no need for anything else. What is the need of any other scripture? As soon as one attentively and submissively hears the message of Bhagavatam, what happens? Krishna comes in our heart. We spoke about this yesterday. Welcome, Swagatam, 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 Swayam Bhagavan Sri Krishna, come in my heart. I'm hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. And then Shrinvatam Swagata Krishna, clean my heart. Come in my heart. We want Krishna in our heart. But we also want so many other things. So as long as we're desiring other things, Krishna's being a little reserved. He says, okay, you can try another girlfriend, another life, another occupation, another desire to fulfill. And when you're completely finished with everything, Bohunam Janmanamante Gyanavam Mam Prapadyate Vasudeva Sarvamiti Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. You'll become a great soul when you've given up everything and you surrender unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. One time, Bhagavat Maharaj, you know big Bhagavat Maharaj? I don't know what happened to skinny Bhagavat Maharaj. We don't hear about him anymore. We hear about big Bhagavat Maharaj. Yeah. He was preaching in Africa and in the early days, and he asked Prabhupada, Prabhupada, how should I preach in Africa? This is the dark continent, right? I'm an American. Give me some advice on how to preach in Africa. And Prabhupada gave an amazing answer. I love to tell this. He said, you read my books and you speak. All you need to do. You just sit down, you read a shloka, you read the purport, you speak your realization, and amazing things happen. And the whole African yatra just grew. Beautiful temples, so many devotees. So, we're not illiterate, but most of us, we're not pundits. right? But we are servants of our Gurudev and Guru Parampara, and we carry on our heads their shoes, their orders. And we're initiated into the mantra, Kirtaniya Sada Hari. Always chanting, always hearing, and always chanting. This is Upadeshavali of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So it's not so difficult. Prabhupada spent so many years translating and giving commentary on the Bhagavatam, but the Bhagavatam needs to be kept like a deity, not in the windowsill, not like torn up. It needs to be in a nice place with a nice cloth. And even when we do Archan in the morning, we always offer the Bhagavatam also. So much respect should be given to Bhagavatam. And if we read these books, then Prabhupada's very happy. He spent countless hours early morning on his own bed lying to give up his body. He was translating Srimad Bhagavatam, 14th chapter, the 10th canto, Brahma Vimohan Lila. That's where he ended. So, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada. We say Jai Prabhupada, but Jai Prabhupada. But saying with lips is one thing. Reading his books is another thing. Then he's very happy. Then we're glorifying Prabhupada. And we're getting to know his manobishtam. What is his innermost desire is that these books be understood, they're published, distributed, read, and we get realization from them. So, one last Mangalacharna, then we'll come to the Bhagavatam. Nigama kalpa toror galitam phalam sukha mukar amrita drava samyutam pibata bhagavatam rasamalayam mahur aho rasika bhuvi bhavugaha. Do you like the relish? Enjoyment? Everyone likes nice tasting prasad, nice kirtan, beautiful Thakurji, nice temple, right? So now relish Srimad Bhagavatam. You're thoughtful men, oh thoughtful men, just relish the Srimad Bhagavatam. It emanated from the lips of Sukadev Goswami. And it's become so tasteful because of his Swarup, who he is, dearmost servant of Srimati Radhika. And his realization, this Bhagavatam has become more relishable than it was even when Vyasadeva originally spoke it to him. And coming down through our Guru Parampara, it's becoming more relishable also. Every Acharya, now we have Sridhar Swami, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Jiva Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, so many commentaries, Prabhupada's commentary. It's becoming more relishable than previously through our Guru Parampara. If you want to go someplace and you have to go through the jungle, Shivananda, you get your machete, you clear the way, right? But after you've gone and cut the way, and I come behind you, then it's clear, isn't it? And if many people go, then all the foliage and everything gets pushed to the side, and the path becomes very clear and strong and easy to walk on. Yeah? So this is the fourth anga of the 64 angas in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, that we traverse the path of the previous acharyas, right? Sadhu Marganusharata. And it's become so clear, so well tread, so many books, so many commentaries, so many sadhus, so many gurus. We have such a good time we're born in. Sometimes devotees think, oh, I should have been born at the time of Prabhupada, I should have been born at the time of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or 6 Goswamis, Yes, that's true, that's a very special time. But this is also a very special time. Because the Krishna consciousness movement is spread all over the world. It's never been like this, ever. It's never been like this. So many, you can go, I travel everywhere, and I'm coming, and my brothers are here. They have a room for me, prasadam for me. You know, you can go anywhere in the world, and your family is there, isn't it? Costa Rica, El Salvador, maybe a little bit. Our devotees in El Salvador. Some books now. All right. So the path is well tread. It's becoming more and more well tread, and we should also make the path clear in countries like El Salvador and other places where it's not well tread. But the point is that Bhagavatam is relishable because it is completely transcendental and it's emanated from the lips of Sukadeva Goswami, but we have to have some taste, some ruchi for it. Otherwise, it's an austerity to read Bhagavatam. If something's an austerity, sometimes it's dry, it doesn't feel, you force yourself to do it, you know. But when there's some taste in it, then it's very easy. You can sit and read for hours. So that comes through the practice of clearing anartha nivritti, doing bhajana kriya, clearing all the anarthas, the unwanted things in the heart, and gradually nishta and ruchi come, and then there's taste. We want to chant, we want to read and hear Bhagavatam. So without further ado, we will begin Bhagavatam today. First canto, 9th chapter. I want everybody to get out your phone and that has Srimad Bhagavatam on it, right? Everyone has the Bhagavatam on your phone? Prabhupada's Veda base? Bhakti books? Okay, we're in the first canto, 9th chapter, the passing away of Bhishmadev in the presence of Lord Krishna. You have? You don't have? Okay. You have Krishna Chandra? Yeah? Sarada Didi? You have? Okay. Suchitra? Okay. All right. So we're going to do the old style today. Okay. We're all going to chant the Sanskrit shloka, and then we'll do word for word in the purport. So I'll start. Sutta uvacha iti bita prajadrohat sarvadharma vivitsaya tato vinasanam pragat yatra deva vratopata. Shivananda. No, you lead. Sutta uvacha.
Oh, do you want to repeat it many times?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sutta uvacha. Iti bita prajadroha sarvadharma vivitsaya tato vinashanam praga yatra deva vratopata. Hari. Sutta uvacha iti bita prajadrohat sarvadharma vivitsaya tato vinashanam pragat yatra deva vratopata. Gada. Sutta uvacha iti bita prajadrohat Sarvadharma vivitsaya. Tato vinashanam praga. Yatra deva vratopatat. Nikunja. Sutta uvacha. Iti pita prajaproha. Sarvadharma vivitsaya. Tato vinashanam praga. Yatra deva vratopata. Narad. Sutta uvacha. Iti bita prajadroha. Sarvadharma vivitsaya. Tato vinashanam praga. Yatra deva vratopata. Krishna Chandra. Sutta uvacha. Iti bita prajadroha. Sarvadharma vivitsaya. Tato vinashanam praga. Yatra deva vratopatat. Prabhu. Chant.
Oh, the same one?
Yeah.
Sutta uvacha.
Sutta uvacha.
Iti brita prayadrota.
Iti bita prajadroha.
Sarvadharma vidityaya.
Sarvadharma vivitsaya.
Tato vinasanam pragat.
Tato vinasanam praga.
Yatra deva vratopatat.
Yatra deva vratopatat. Mangala. Sutta uvacha. Iti bita prajadroha. Sarvadharma vivitsaya. Tato vinashanam praga. Yatra deva vratopatat. Sarda. Sutta uvacha. Iti bita prajadroha. Sarvadharma vivitsaya. Tato vinasanam praga. Yatra deva vratopata. Suchitra. Sutta uvacha. Iti bita prajadroha. Sarvadharma vivitsaya. Tato vinasanam praga. Yatra deva vratopatat. Shrimati. Sutta uvacha. Iti bita prajadroha. Sarvadharma vivitsaya. Tato vinashanam praga. Yatta deva vratopatat. Very good. Everyone chanted nicely. Good pronunciation. So now we'll do word for word. Sutta uvacha. Sri Sutta Goswami said, Iti, thus, bitaha, being afraid of, prajadroha, because of killing the subjects, sarva, all, dharma, acts of religion, vivitsaya, for understanding, tata, thereafter, vinasanam, the place where the fight was held, pragat, he went, yatra, where, devavrata, bhishmadev, apatat, lay down for passing away. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Sutta Goswami said, being afraid for having killed so many subjects on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Maharaj Yudhishthir went to the scene of the massacre. There, Bhishma Dev was lying on a bed of arrows about to pass away. Please repeat bit by bit. Sutta Goswami said, being afraid for having killed so many subjects on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Maharaj Yudhishthir went to the scene of the massacre. There, Bhishma Dev was lying on a bed of arrows, about to pass away. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. I normally read Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur's purport also, if there is one. So let me just pull it up. You know, everything's on the phone nowadays, isn't it? You can have everything. Yeah, there's a commentary. Commentary by Prabhupada. In this 9th chapter, as it is willed by Lord Sri Krishna, Bhishma Dev will impart instructions to King Yudhishthir on the subject of occupational duties. Bhishma Dev will also offer his last prayer to the Lord on the verge of passing away from the mortal world and thus become liberated from the bondage of further material engagements. Bhishma Dev was endowed with the power of leaving his material body at will, and his lying down on the bed of arrows was his own choice. This passing away of the great warrior attracted the attention of all the contemporary elites, and all of them assembled there to show their feelings of love, respect, and affection for the great soul. Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur's commentary. In the 9th chapter, Bhishma sees Krishna, and at his request speaks on Dharma. Being praised profusely, filled with devotion, he attains the Lord. When all present agreed that the correct advice was to ask Bhishma, who knew all dharmas, whether Yudhishthir had lost his sense of judgment, Yudhishthir went to Kurukshetra to meet Bhishma. Vivitsaya means with a desire to examine. Vinasanam refers to Kurukshetra. Devavrata is Bhishma. Vivitsaya. Vivitsaya, Sarvadharma, Vivitsaya. For understanding all about Dharma. Okay. Om Jnana Timarandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurun Militanyena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikai Tadale Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tada Bhaktaya Namo Namaha. Taking the dust of the lotus feet of Gurudev, His Divine Grace, Nitya Leela, Pravishnu, Vishnupad, Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, and all of our illustrious Guru Varga, praying for their causeless mercy. We begin the commentary, personal commentary on this verse, and by their mercy we can understand something and speak something. So, I'm in the 8th canto. This was a long time ago, but I read a little bit back, a little bit forward, and read a little Mahabharata this morning also about Bhishma Dev to try to prepare something. So this is a beautiful part of Bhagavatam, especially Bhishma Dev's relation with Krishna, both on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, and now when Krishna is going to come to his deathbed, lying on the bed of arrows, and Bhishma will look into his eyes and glorify the Lord, and they have such a sweet, loving exchange. So why is Yudhishthira Maharaj coming? The war is over. So many millions of people were killed on the battlefield. In fact, the earth is red, drenched in blood. They say if you go to Kurukshetra, you can still see the red clay. Has anyone gone? Myself, I have also not gone. I want to see the red clay. It's on the way to Chandigarh, outside Delhi. It's not very far. But this is Dharma Kshetra, Kurukshetra. It's a very sacred place. They decided to have the battle there because it is a sacred place. And of course, Sri Krishna Bhagavan spoke Bhagavad Gita at that place. And all the Pandavas engaged in the illustrious battle victory over Dhritarashtra, Duryodhana, and his 99 brothers, all killed. So, Yudhishthira Maharaj, from the very beginning, he never wanted to fight. Just like Arjuna didn't want to fight, Yudhishthira also, even more than Arjuna. Because Yudhishthira is who? He's Dharmaraj. Yamaraj, Dharmaraj. He knows all Dharma, and he's very careful to not offend his elders, his teachers, his guru. So he's always thinking of what is dharmic, what is right. So he's being very careful. But he got in a gambling match. He wasn't so careful there. He got cheated by Shakuni and lost everything. Lost all the land. Lost his kingdom. Was banished to the forest, incognito. So when the Pandavas finally came back after so many years, they wanted to establish some property for themselves because they're the rightful heirs of a part of the kingdom, right? You have 3 brothers, Dhritarashtra, Pandu, and Vidura, right? And they're coming from Satyavati and Santanu. So in Mahabharata, the first chapter describes about Bhishma's birth. And there was a great king named Santanu who was very fond of hunting. You know, Kshatriyas can hunt. There's no problem. They have to practice their archery. It's not sinful for Kshatriyas to hunt and kill animals. For Brahmins, don't eat eggs, chicken, fish. This is sinful. But for Kshatriyas, yes, they can. They have to shoot their arrows. They have to, fight, wrestle with a tiger if necessary, whatever they need to do to stay strong, right? He has some Kshatriya blood in him. He knows. Hopefully he's not killing any animals in your practice of jujitsu, or what is it called? Qigong? Devotional service. Devotional martial arts. So. But Kshatriyas, sometimes they have to be violent. So Maharaj Santanu would go to the forest and he would hunt. He was very fond of hunting. One day, he was, his eyes cast upon a beautiful maiden. So gorgeous. And she had long, thin, kind of white fingers, and she was just putting it through her hair like this, And he was looking at her, and he became overwhelmed with attraction, attachment, So you hear these stories in the Puranas. How the king meets a woman. Oh, maiden, are you married or not? I want to marry you immediately, like that. The king approached her. Let's go to an astrologer, get our chart done? No. No need. Immediately, they start discussing, and he says, who are you? He says, oh, my name is Ganga. I'm a celestial maiden. I'm not from this place. And I also am attracted to you. And she agrees to come with him and become his wife. But she says, I have one condition. Never cross me. Never disagree with me. Right? Wouldn't all the ladies love to have that relationship with their husband? So next time a young maiden wants to marry a man, she can tell him, I'll marry you, but never disagree with me. Give me everything I want. And if he's totally infatuated with you, he may agree. And Maharaj Shantanu totally agreed. Yes, of course, anything you want. He was groveling at her feet. So this is the nature of, Rajagun. In Kshatriyas, Rajagun is very prominent. And intense desire, especially desire for the opposite sex, to enjoy sexual union, to enjoy all the pleasures of conjugal relationship. So the king agreed, okay, you come with me, be my wife. I'll never cross you. She said, if you do, I'll leave you. He says, okay, anything just to be with you. I don't care. Even if it's for a short time, I'm happy, right? So she comes, they live together, and after 1 year, a child is born, of course. And when that child is born, Ganga Devi takes the child in her arms immediately after the birth, walks to the Ganga, and throws the child in the Ganga. And Maharaj Shantanu is watching. Oh my God. Who can do this? How cruel a mother just at birth to give up her child and to kill her child like this. But he didn't say anything. Another year passed, another child came. In this way, 7 years, 7 children. All came, she did the same thing. Now, the 8th child comes. She grabs the child, she's walking to the Ganga. Maharaj Shantanu has tears in his eyes. He's following her, expecting she's going to do the very same thing. And right before she throws the child in the Ganga, he says, stop, wait, what are you doing? How cruel are you? You've done this to every one of our child. What kind of mother are you? What kind of woman are you? How can you possibly do this? And she smiled at him and said, yes, I will save this child. But I have to leave you now. I'm not of this world. I'm of the celestial world. I must go. But don't worry. I'm going to take our son with me. And after 16 years, I will return him to you. And he's saying, no, 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 don't go. Please don't go. How can you go? We spent so many years together. I love you so much. Now this boy is there. We can enjoy a happy household life. No, she said, I must go. So he understood. He made this agreement with her. So she turns away, walks into the Ganga, disappears. This is Ganga Devi herself, taking the young boy. So 16 years later, the king, he's so depressed. He's always thinking of Ganga and his life, how happy his life was, how pleasurable it was, all the good times he had. And he's morose. But the one thing that gives him pleasure, hunting. So he goes out, he's hunting one day, and he comes to the bank of the Ganga, and he sees the Ganga, is very strong. Have you been in the Ganga? Very strong current. If you go too far out in the center of the Ganga, you'll be taken downstream. People can die like that if you're not a strong swimmer. So he comes to the Ganga, but something very strange is happening. The water is completely dammed up and completely stopped. Normally the Ganga is flowing like crazy, but now the Ganga is it's like a pond. It's still. So then he's wondering what is happening here. And he sees some kind of dam that's created. And then Ganga appears with this young boy. And he says, "O king, Santanu, I've returned." "Oh, very good. Now you can stay with me. I'm so happy." "No, I cannot stay, but here's your son. And you please take him. He's been trained in the heavenly kingdom by Brihaspati, the Brahmin, by who else? Brigu, and no, one demigod trained him in martial arts also, in all the archery and all the military arts. He's fully trained. You take him now, but I must return. So the king asked Ganga, "Why are you leaving? Explain to me, why has all this happened? Why are you leaving, number one, and why all these children had to die?" So she said that, "I am Ganga Devi. I live in this celestial world, but I was cursed to come here. And in a previous birth, you were also there in the heavenly kingdom. And you were also cursed to come here. And these 8 children, they're Vasus. And the first 7 were cursed to take birth in this earthly planet, but I promised them very quickly they'll be liberated. They'll take birth and then they'll die." So there's no harm. There was no cruelty on her part. She was actually just relieving them of the curse that they had to take birth in the earthly planet. But Devavrata, this son, he was also cursed. But he's cursed to live on this planet. Because the Devas, they don't want to live on the earthly planet. They want to live in Svarga. But he's cursed to live on this planet. So he'll stay with you. So then she leaves, and Santanu takes Devavrata with him. And he's very happy. He has a son. And he lives some lives and understands and accepts that his fate. But he's a Kshatriya. So he has some desire, rajas. One day he's also going out and he sees this beautiful woman that's rowing the boat across the Ganga. Her name is Satyavati. She's been deputed by her father to take all the sages and sadhus across the Ganga. It's a very, very good thing, gets a lot of sukriti from that, serving the sages. Not asking for paisa or anything, just doing the service. So King Santanu sees Satyavati, and again he has some desire. She's so beautiful. And not only that, but from her body is emanating a very nice smell also. Very special fragrance. Which she got the benediction. Satyavati is the mother of Vyasadeva. Previously, Parashar Muni came on that boat, and they had union, and she gave birth to Vyasadeva on an island crossing the Ganga. It's a very mystical story how Vyasadeva took birth, and he blessed her that she'll remain a virgin even though she gave birth, and she'll have a very wonderful scent also on her body. After she got the boon, yeah. So Satyavati now is meeting Santanu. Santanu's attracted to her. He goes with her. He wants to marry her, so he goes to her father's house and asks for her hand. And her father is very happy to receive. He's a great king, Maharaj Santanu. Everyone knows him. He's like a powerful king. But Satyavati's father also has some prediction that her daughter will be a queen, that she should, be a ruler. So Satyavati's father doesn't agree to let Santanu marry Satyavati, because her father knows that Devavrata's there. There's an elder prince who's Yuvaraj. The oldest son always gets to be the king, right? So he's thinking, your son will become king. And Maharaj Santanu says, no, don't worry. No, Actually, he says he gets a little depressed because he knows his son has to be king, right? So he leaves. Then he comes back to the palace and he's depressed, and Devavrata sees Santanu depressed. And Father, what's the problem? I know you've gone today. Where did you go? What happened to you? Why are you not feeling happy? So he doesn't want to say anything because he doesn't want to force his son to do anything. This is his fate. But Devavrata, he wants to please his father, so he goes to the chariot driver and asks, where did my father go today? You take me there. So he goes and he meets Satyavati's father and hears the whole story of what happened. And the father of Satyavati explains that I couldn't give my daughter to your father because of you. You'll become the crown prince. And so Devavrata, at that time, he's thinking not of his happiness, but his father's happiness. And he's willing to sacrifice the pleasure of association with a woman in this life. Not just sexual pleasure, but all the pleasures that come from male and female associating. You know, nice home, nice food, beautiful talks, intimate association, all these things. He wants to give that up his entire life. And he says, don't worry, I will be a brahmachari. Right? I won't marry. At the time he says that, he makes a vow. What happens? All the flowers come down from the heavenly planets. Devavrata, swaha, swaha, bhishma, bhishma, bhishma. You've taken such a horrible vow. Who can take this vow? It's one thing to be brahmachari. It's another thing to really give up all association with women. Absolutely. Not that you brahmachari for 1 year, 2 years, then you become grihastha, you're sannyasi for 1, 2, 5 years, then you become a grihastha. No, in those days, it's different. This is lifelong, serious commitment to be brahmachari. So, he got so many blessings from the demigods, and then Satyavati's father said, okay, very good. But what happens if, well, okay, then before he said, what happens if you marry and your children want to become the king, right? That's when he decided to say, I'll be brahmachari. So then everything was settled. Devavrata, Bhishma, comes back to Maharaj Santanu and explains everything, and he's very happy. He gets to marry Satyavati. So this is the unusual circumstance explained in Mahabharata by Vyasadeva about the unusual birth of Bhishma Dev. Now Bhishma Dev has a special boon that he can die at will. He's slain. His body is full of arrows. He's lying on that bed of arrows, but he's not dying. Great personalities get a boon. It's like a yogic power to die at will. My Gurudev, Srila Gaura Govinda Maharaj, he had this power. And I think it was his uncle also had this power. So Gaura Govinda Maharaj decided at a certain point to leave his body as opposed to deal with so many difficulties that were there in the institution. There's so many different reasons why he may have left, but he left at will. And the devotees were thinking he may leave, and he said, I will ask my Gopal Jew. So he went to his childhood deity, and he asked, and he came back, and the devotees said, well, what did Gopal say? And he just went like that. He wouldn't say. But that year he went to Mayapur, and that's when he gave up his body. And he was completely well. He had no disease, no illness, no cancer, nothing. So he left on an auspicious day, telling the Leela of Lord Jagannath, surrounded by devotees. Bhishma, in the same way, he's waiting. At will, he's going to give up his body, but he wants to do his duty. He's going to speak Bhagavad Dharma, so we'll hear many instructions on Varnashram Dharma for Yudhisthira. Then, looking at Krishna, gazing at Krishna, he'll give up his body. So very, very auspicious to hear about Bhishma. And regarding Maharaj Yudhisthira, he was feeling that he had committed great sins because his elders died at his hands, died at his brother's hands from his direction, because he was the head of all the Pandavas. He was the eldest. So he's thinking, so many children have died, and so many men have died. Now there's so many widows, and he's feeling very sinful, extremely sinful. So he's embarrassed. He doesn't want to go in front of Bhishma, because he also knows Bhishma's fate is due to him also. Just like Arjuna was lamenting so much, right? Why should I gain royal victory and all this opulence at the cost of all my kinsmen, all my family members, my friends, my cousins, my teachers? I can't enjoy anything. They'll all be dead. So Yudhisthira is also feeling very depressed, and he doesn't even want to take the kingdom. After the battle of Kurukshetra was finished, he wanted to just retire and renounce. And Krishna, everyone had to tell him, look, we just won this war. We were banished to the forest for 13, 14 years, and now we fought this great battle and we won, and now you want to go to the forest? Now you want to renounce? No, now is our time to take the land. Especially Bhima, Arjuna, they were very much wanting to take the power. But Yudhisthira was still reluctant because he's so soft-hearted. This is one of the qualities of a great soul. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Samoham sarva bhuteshu na me dveshtosti na priyaha. Ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya mai te teshu chapyaham. Krishna says, I envy no one, right? Nor am I partial to anyone. But whoever renders service to me is a friend, is in me, and I am also a friend to him. So Maharaj Yudhisthira, he has this equal vision. Even those who are fighting, those who stole his property, those who caused so many problems, burnt the house of lac, caused them innumerable suffering, all kinds of suffering. Still, he's willing to forgive and forget because he has that wonderful vision. There's no enemies, there's no friends. We're all part and parcel of the Lord. So this is the vision of an advanced devotee, a Mahabhagavat. He sees everyone equally, right? Vidya Vinaya Sampane, Brahmani, Havi Gastani, Suni Chaiva Supakecha, Pandita Samadarsh. And this means?
Gentle and learned sage by the virtue of true knowledge, sees with equal vision. An elephant, a dog, a gentle brahmana, and a dog eater.
Yes. So how elevated Maharaj Yudhisthira was. When we read Mahabharata, we hear about the character. Every one of the Pandavas had such good character. But Maharaj Yudhisthira was the eldest and had the best character. So he's reluctant to come, but he's coming because it's his duty. Now he's going to be the emperor, and he has to hear from Bhishma Dev. And Bhishma Dev is going to offer his final prayers before passing away. And everyone's there. All the contemporary elites, all the sages, the demigods, everyone is coming to hear this because this is such a momentous occasion. And everyone agreed, just like when Maharaj Parikshit was about ready to give up his body, they all agreed. Sukadeva Goswami appeared, and Narada, Vyas, all the great sages, Ashita, Devala, they all recognized Sukadeva Goswami. He's the best person to speak Bhagavatam. So in the same way, everyone agreed, Bhishma is the person that should now instruct Yudhisthira. Yudhisthira is going to be the emperor of the world. He has to rule according to Dharma. He has to rule properly. So Bhishma, the head of the Kuru dynasty. He's Pita Maha, grandfather of all of us. He can give instructions on Varnashram Dharma. So he's going to speak, and then when he's done, he gets liberation, and we'll hear his prayers and hear about all the instructions he gives to Yudhishthira Maharaj. So I said I would end by noon. So I'm gonna, I think I'm going to stop here for this verse, unless we do more verses, and just open it up for any comments or questions.
Can you just expand a little on the what after Satyavati becomes queen, and then how this leads to Bhishma? Can you just finish that?
Yeah. So Maharaj Santanu, he also left this world, and there was no heir. Bhishma is a brahmachari, right? And Satyavati and Santanu had two sons, Chitrangada and what was the other one? Vichitravirya. Yeah. So that was going to be the heirs to Santanu, right? The problem is Chitrangada had a rival in the heavenly planets, a demigod called Chitrangada, who became envious that a mere mortal that seems to be such a powerful warrior on the earth has my name. Let me come and fight with him and see who's the real Chitrangada, right? So they had a fight, and he was killed. So now there's only Vichitravirya left, and Vichitravirya also got ill, and he passed away. So there's a whole story also how Bhishma went and got the three sisters, Ambika and Ambalika, and brought them, kidnapped them, and brought them and gave, Amba didn't come, but Ambalika and Ambika came, and they married Chitrangada and Vichitravirya. But now, Ambika and Ambalika are widows, because Chitrangada got killed in a battle, and Vichitravirya died from some disease. No son. There's no heir to Maharaj Santanu. Only women are left, and Bhishma's a brahmachari. What to do? So Satavrati pleads with Bhishma, please, for the sake of the Kuru dynasty, you have to accept the wife. Even there is some allowance in Vedic culture that the elder brother, if the husband dies, can conceive a child in his brother's wife for the sake of something like this, right? So Satyavrati is telling Bhishma that you should conceive a child in Ambika or Ambalika. And he says, no, mother, I cannot. Impossible. I've taken this vow. But your father is not here anymore. There's no need to continue with this vow. This reminds me of Dasarath Maharaj when he left, and everyone's telling Ramchandra, oh, Dasarath Maharaj has left, you can come back to the kingdom. No, I must keep the vow. I must remain in the forest for 14 years. So Bhishma also was very, Deva Vrata. He took a great vrata, a great vow, very powerful vow. So he's going to keep his vow. So Satyavati is thinking, what to do, what to do. Then she remembers when Parashar Muni conceived Vyasadeva in her womb, and Vyasadeva was born, he was born completely grown, and he immediately left. Just like Vyasadev's son, Sukadeva Goswami, was born 16 years old, grown, walked away from home. Vyasadeva was born also, he left. So Parashar Muni, this was the transcendental Leela, and Satyavrati, Vyasadeva tells Satyavati that if you need me, I'm going, but if you need me, you call me. Anything you need, mother, you can call me and I'll come. So Satyavati remembers this promise of Vyasadeva. So she thinks of him, and immediately Vyasadeva comes to the palace. Yes, mother, what would you like? So, huh? Hare Krishna. So Satyavati tells her son, Vyasadeva, you know the situation now. We need an heir. We need a king. Because if there's no king, the rogues and rascals and thieves, they'll overrun the kingdom. There'll be anarchy, you know. You need a good leader. If you don't have a leader, then there's problems. You know, must be a strong leader. So Vyasadeva says, yes, what do you want me to do? He says, you should go to your brother's wives and conceive a child, a son, an heir to the throne. So he agrees. He said, but let me go because I've just finished severe austerities. You know, let me take a bath. My hair is matted. Let me clean up because I'll frighten the girls. No, 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 Satyavati said, must do it now, must right now. So, yes, mother, okay. So his teeth are black. You know, his hair is dirty. His body smells. He's wearing a dirty loincloth. And his eyes are like fire because so much austerity. Very powerful austerity he was doing. So everyone's, you look at him and you're afraid, right? But he agrees, and so I think the first one was Ambalika. Go to Ambalika in the night, and she'll receive you, and then you can conceive a son. He says, yes, mother. So he goes to her, and she knows, she's been told that this is going to happen. But when she sees Vyasadeva, she's so frightened. She can't bear to look at him. It's too intense. So she shuts her eyes. But they have sexual union. Her eyes are shut. 1 year later, a child is born. The child is blind. That is the first son. So when Vyasadeva comes out of the room and he says, and Satyavati said, so how is everything? He says, yes, a child will be born, no problem. He'll be very good. He'll be very strong. But he has one problem. He's blind. Why? Because she closed her eyes at the time of conception. So whatever a person is thinking of at the time of conception, that type of jiva enters the particle of male semen and enters the egg in the womb and gets fertilized, and that type of jiva comes. Therefore, we do garbhodana samskara. We do a certain type of samskara. We should do. I don't know how many devotees actually do it, but if you don't do it and you conceive at the wrong time, like in the evening sandhya, you'll get Hiranyakashipu to come, or get some demon to come, right? Or if you're too lusty, you'll get a lusty person to come. If you're intoxicated, you'll get a mad person to come. But if you do some chanting, some yagna, give some dan, get blessings of Brahmins and Gurudev, very important for householders to do Garbhodana Samskara. Because you think about it, one little austerity, and then this child is with you your whole life. Why not take the time to do a little austerity before conceiving a child? And you get a very good child, right? So Gurudev can explain what is Garbhodana Samskara, how to be Krishna conscious, and how to conceive at a proper time of the month, how to conceive at a proper time of the day. Even, there's auspicious days within the ovulation cycle of a woman when she's most likely to become impregnated and her eggs are coming down from her ovaries, and it's the time for fertilization and a time for conception, right? But more importantly, with that, is that the husband and wife should be very Krishna conscious, which means they've done some samskaras, they've done some austerity, they've chanted extra rounds, they've given charity, they've gotten the blessings of Guru and Vaishnavas. 64 rounds or something, 52 rounds. Then, a good soul may come. We want good souls to be born in the devotees' family. So, but what happened? Ambalika shut her eyes. She was afraid. So Dhritarashtra was born blind king. Yes. You have a comment?
I have a question,
Yeah.
but I don't want any
Go ahead.
information.
Is it related to this?
Yes, what we've been discussing.
Okay. All right.
About the role of Kshatriya in modern society. I'm wondering about this. You said they were quite violent. They like to kill animals. That's not allowed now. We're trying to be like Brahmins. But what is the proper role of a Kshatriya in modern context?
Well, it's not really any different. There would have to be some adjustment for living in our present time with all our rules and regulations. You can't go out and kidnap a woman and forcibly marry her, for one thing, right? And if you go and shoot your neighbor's dog, you'll get thrown in jail. You can't just kill any animal, and there's certain, you have to have a permit to go hunting and this and that. So I think the basic principles of a good kshatriya is that they're very heroic, they're very charitable, they work under the directions of the Brahmins, and they protect society, and they rule according to dharma. We don't have so much example of this in modern society. The kshatriyas that we have are not real kshatriyas. They're sudras in the dress of kshatriyas, right? Prabhupada talks about it all the time. So Prabhupada established the Krishna consciousness movement to establish Brahmins first. He said, Varnashram Dharma will manifest from the Brahmins. So first I'm making Brahmins. And then Kshatriyas will come, Vaishyas will come, Sudras will come, especially if we have communities to engage everybody. They'll all come. And gradually, there's one devotee who's in a very high position in government right now, Tulsi Gabbard, right? She's a Vaishnavi. And I'm sure she's vegetarian and chants Hare Krishna, and right? So she's the director of the all intelligence, FBI, CIA. This is huge. What just happened is very huge. She was running to be president before, so that's a stepping stone. It could happen if we get a Vaishnava or Vaishnavi acting as a kshatriya, because she was a soldier, she went to Iraq or Iran, she has that kshatriya mood. Very intelligent lady, sharp lady, speaks well, she would be phenomenal if she got into higher positions. So gradually, um, if this is really Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's golden era and things are going to change, especially Prabhupada said after there's some war or cataclysm, it may be easier to do. But Kshatriyas can be ruling according to Dharma. Brahmins are the head. Kshatriyas follow the Brahmins. Kshatriyas rule according to Dharma. Okay? All right. So where were we? Dhritarashtra is blind. So now Satyavati's, oh my God. Blind king, not good. Please, you go to Ambika. And same thing. So Satyavati tells Ambika, my son Vyasadeva is coming. You receive him, please, and conceive the heir to our kingdom. Okay, she agrees. She doesn't shut her eyes. He comes to her, still very fierce looking, right? She looks at him, doesn't shut her eyes, but what happens? She becomes so afraid that she loses all the blood in her face and she just becomes completely pale, like stunned. This personality is so horrific. She turns pale. So then they have sexual union, and then Vyasadeva comes out. Satyavati says, how is everything? Yes, you'll have a very good son, but he has one defect. He will be somewhat lame, little ill. He'll be pale because she lost her courage. She became pale when she saw me, So Satyavati's thinking, oh my gosh, now I have one blind son and one weak son. What next? So he says, you go back, please go back to Ambalika. Again, one more time. So Vyasadeva says, okay, this is it, one last time. So Satyavati tells Ambalika. Ambalika says, okay. She's waiting. This is after 1 year though, because Vyasadeva has to leave because they were both pregnant. So they have to give birth to their child. They give birth to their child. So Vyasadeva comes back. He's still performing austerities. He still looks very horrible, very, scary. And he told Mother, I told you, I could have gone. I could have put on very nice clothes, jewelry, gone to the barber shop, got a nice manicure, and looked very pucka, very nice, dressed nice, and they would have been happy to receive me. But you insisted that immediately I go to them. So Satyavati was like, yes, she was in anxiety. We must do this now. We must do this now. So anyways, he goes and he comes back after 1 year, after Dhritarashtra is born, and Pandu was born, the second child. Then he's going to approach Ambalika, but Ambalika cannot tolerate. So she tells her maidservant, please, you go instead of me. I can't do this again. So the maidservant agrees, and she receives Vyasadeva very nicely, washes his feet, serves him nice food, and dresses very nice, and he's very happy with her. And then they have sexual union and conceive a child. And then he comes out the next morning, and Satyavati said, so, how did everything go? I hope this time it's successful. He said, yes, this son will be very righteous, very dharmic, very intelligent. He'll be extremely brilliant person, and no physical ailments, no blindness, nothing. But there's one problem. He was conceived in Ambalika's maidservant, not in Ambalika. So she's a Sudrani. So this son cannot be king. King must be born in the Kshatriya line. So Satyavati says, what to do is my fate. Vyasadeva leaves, and here they have Dhritarashtra, the blind king, Pandu, the lame king, and Vidura, who becomes a great minister, intelligent minister. He's quite a great Vaishnava, actually, loves Krishna. But he can't become king because of his parentage. Is that what you're looking for? Some background?
Yeah, just context.
Context. Okay. So that's some history from Mahabharata. It's so wonderful. One time when I was a young brahmachari, about 25 years old, I sat and read the whole Mahabharata straight through, like 3-4 days. And it's a very beautiful book, especially if you read it and then you read Bhagavad, because the first canon is all Mahabharata stories. So it's good to know the background. I especially like the version by Kamala Subramaniam. She's not in our Vaishnava line, but she's very good, beautiful, poetic, nicely written, and correct Siddhanta also. How many have read Mahabharata? Entire Mahabharata?
William Buck version, American version.
Okay.
It's good though.
Good. Yeah, it's not. It's a beautiful story. Once you start reading, you don't want to put it down. So I encourage everybody to read. That gives some background to these verses. How about Ramayana? Who's read Ramayana? Same two devotees. Okay. I know there's so many books to read, and unless you dedicate some time every day, you're never going to get. There's too many books. Bhagavatam will take you 3-4 years. Chaitanya Charitamrita, 1 year, if you dedicate yourself. Mahabharata can be done in a week. Ramayana can be done in a week. Chaitanya Bhagavat takes some time. But this is our real wealth. And when we become educated in hearing from Bhishmadev, who's one of the Mahajans. There are 12 Mahajans, beginning with Lord Brahma, Narad, Shivaji, Kumaras, Kapiladev, and Swayambhuva Manu, Janak Maharaj, Bhishmadev, Prahlad Maharaj, and Yamaraj. So these are the Mahajans that give all the principles of religion. And if we can hear Bhishmadev's instructions, we can hear Yamaraj's instructions in the 6th canto, Prahlad Maharaj's instructions in the 7th canto, Brahma's instructions in many places in the Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 10th canto. Narada's instructions are everywhere. Kapiladev's instructions also in the 3rd canto. And Kumara's instructions are there. Janak Maharaj, something is there. Prahlad. And Brahma. Swayambhu's Brahma. Swayambhuva Manu also. There's some instructions from him. And Yamaraj, 6th canto, speaking to the Yamadutas and Vishnudutas. So all the Mahajans are there in Bhagavatam. You can hear from all of them. Jai Bhishmadev ki jai. Yudhishthira Maharaj ki jai. Grantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Brahmanarda Vyas Sukadev Goswami Maharaj Pariksha ki jai. Sutta Goswami Sonakrishi Sages Namashranya ki jai. Gurudev Guru Parampara ki jai. Huh? Yeah? I don't know. I'm not sure I want to open it up. It's a good one. All right.
Do you mind if although you directed the question to our illustrious Bhagavatam speaker, now can you guys see why I beg him? I beg him. You know how many years I've been begging him?
Beg him to come to Miami.
Beg him to come and give Bhagavatam class as much as possible, to set the example of the senior devotee, to help the brahmachari and the men's ashram, to render beautiful sevas for SDA's growth. He's doing it all. And so don't mind this banter between him and I. Believe it, I have no dvesh. I love this Prabhu.
I love you
I
too.
love you too. You know, I would tell you one story where I was angry at him for a little bit of a while. When he was Gurudev's driver. But anyway, may I? So, Prabhu was primarily a Brahmin. Now in Kali Yuga, no one. In Kali Yuga, we're all born Sudras, he said. You can see. But of course, Vaishnavas are above Naishtragunya, above Ajna, yes? So we cannot see each other as Brahmin, Vaishnava. There's no such thing as a Western Vaishnava. In many ways, there's no such thing as a lady Vaishnava in a way. We have to do these things externally. There's no such thing as a Brazilian Vaishnava. Vaishnava's Vaishnava. So Vaishnava can do anything. And Vaishnava can be Kshatriya, Vaishnava can perform these Naimika duties. But Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, he added a little bit more to this Varnashram Dharma, Chaturvanambana Sushtram. He added the word Daivi. And then on morning walk, Gurudev also, several morning walks, he would emphasize this word Daivi. And he was explaining that Varnashram Dharma is for the world. But Daivi Varnashram Dharma is for the devotees. Meaning that the devotees are under the divine direction of the Lord. And therefore, although they have some, or maybe even previous samskaras, and we're talking about devotees like myself, may have some previous due to the association of this world with This world is always at war. This world is the world of war. And no one can doubt that. So the Daivi means that we are devotees. We have these samskars. And so we get born and we get born with these type of proclivities. But ultimately, because we're devotees, we're none of those things. But when there is a duty to be performed, we will find that for devotional service, we will find that these samskars will arise. Because it's our nisarga, it's our acquired nature of being in this world of war. And so what we find, guna kama vibhagasaha, then therefore these predominant duties of Brahman, the gifts of intelligence, the gift of all these things that a person who has this gift of intelligence and love for God will utilize this gift, intelligence, for love of God for their seva. And so we'll go, oh, Brahman. But actually it's an offense. It's a complete offense. But for not, what are we? Dasa, dasa, gopi, bhata, kamala, dasa. We are all servants of the servants of the servants of the servants. This is our true nature. So we have to be very careful. Because what happened is we develop an abhiman. I'm speaking from the truth. I've been fighting all my life. You develop the abhiman of being something. Now, when we talk about this kshatriya mean delivering, we're not in Krishna's age. This is Mahaprabhu's age. Mahaprabhu never killed anyone. There's 2 incidents where he had opportunities. One, Nityananda stopped him, and the other, the people that attacked him when he was with Kalakrishna Das. He just moved and they killed themselves. Mahaprabhu's moved. This is my life's work since I'm going to tell you, it's 3 years old. And I've spent the past 2.5, 3 years trying to develop, can't call it a shastra, what is it called? A corollary following of Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Bhagavat, of Chaitanya Mangala, of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We got to get this idea of Kshatriyas out of our movement. I may tell you, I've been around this movement since 1967. We got to get it out. Because it is destroying us. Give example, I won't speak any names. But we took Gurudev to a particular place. The so-called Kshatriyas stood behind this sacred door, had their Doberman pinchers and pit bulls, and cocked their guns, and did not allow us. This is Prabhupada's temple. I'm with Gurudev Mahabhagavat, Uttam, Prabhupada's best, Prabhupada's disciple, oldest disciple, you could say. At that same time, that same followings go out and killing turtles and rabbits. Hey, Prabhu, what are you doing? Because the Bhagavatam says I'm Kshatriya and I can practice the killing art. What? The Bhagavatam says you practice the killing art, go maybe with a sword and go fight a lion or a tiger. That's what they did. Not with a gun. We're in the age of Mahaprabhu. But because this earth is at war, we've attracted so many people to this movement, so many people have the samskars of killing. They cannot hold this mentality of being Kshatriyas. We cannot. It will destroy our movement. Therefore, we have to have an example of a new way of getting these demons of killing out of our system. You know what that new way is? Pure Vaishnava Guru. Following in the line of Mahaprabhu. Because by hearing from pure Vaishnava Guru, following the line of Mahaprabhu, this idea of only being Vaishnava, only being a servant of the servant of the servant, will begin to manifest due to the mercy of Guru. One's heart will become very soft. one will give up all this previous Purusha Bhav. And ultimately, for a nice exercise, one can practice the art in a way that is given by Mahaprabhu to not create this envious victory defeat. Last thing. 35 years ago, 30, my son is 33, so 31 years ago, you know, when you think martial arts, what's the first thing you think nowadays? UFC. UFC, and I don't care who is listening out there. UFC is a demonic, materialistic. It should be rejected by all martial artists. Why? My black belts helped start the UFC. Then, United, Ultimate Fighting.
Cage fighting on HBO.
Huge. So you go tell somebody. So anyway, Dana White, the founder of this, he called me when he was starting. Please help me. I see. I'm looking in the phone book. It's only 2 people in this phone. Only 2 people in this entire county are teaching. Come help me start this. I immediately told. Okay. So.
I want to say something about Daivi.
Yes, just one sec. So I rejected him immediately. 31 years later, now I have finally have some evidence. And I'm requesting all devotees to help me. If you don't have the audiobook, he is the engineer. If you don't have the audiobook, Vasanti is the narrator. I can send you the rough draft, and you can see the foundation that I'm trying to give to the devotees only, by which they can give up this idea and follow in the footsteps of what Mahaprabhu is trying to give us.
So just 2 words, Daivi Varnashram, being different from regular Varnashram, means that the Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudras, Sannyasi, Vanaprastha, Grihastha, and Brahmacharis, they're all engaged in their respective duties to please the Supreme Lord, Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna, right? So the purpose is not just to engage in a division of labor for any kind of material reason. The purpose is to engage in your respective duties in the service, in devotional service, dovetailed towards devotional service some way. So if a devotee says, okay, I'm a Kshatriya nature, I'm going to join the army and I'm going to go fight in the Middle East. This is not dovetailing your Kshatriya spirit in devotional service. It's not pleasing to Krishna to go and kill people in the Middle East, right? But if you're standing guard at Gurudev's door, or you're protecting devotees on Harinam who are attacked by, some demoniac persons throwing things at them or trying to hurt them, then that's a good use of force, protection. So there are practical, ways that Kshatriyas can act within our society. Vaishyas also. When I joined Krishna consciousness, I have a bit of a Vaishya nature. My parents were both, Vaishyas, salespeople, selling land. But when I was asked to go out and sell things, I was horrified. I didn't want to go on Sankirtan. I didn't want to approach people on the street and ask them for money and sell books and sell flowers and incense and records and everything else, right? But I was pushed to do it, and finally I adapted to it, and I learned how to do it, and I was good at it, and then once you get good at it, that's it. That's all you do now. You're a collector. And then when I left the temple and became a grihastha, then I entered into business because that's what I knew. I was trained to be a Vaishya, basically, in activity. But I remember as a brahmachari, I would sit and read Brahma Samhita, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's commentaries and everything. I was so enthralled by it. I just wanted to sit and read all day. I could have been cultivated into more of a Brahminical nature. But due to the institution, I was pushed more towards Vaishya activities. And now, I'm trying to go back to more of the Brahminical activities because I've done Vaishya activities for so many years. I have a big business and 50 employees, etc. And it's fine. I've served Hari Guru Vaishnav and built temples and helped to support Gurudev's projects. So it's all good. It's Daivi Varnashram. But it's really not as pleasing as discussing Srimad Bhagavatam, doing kirtan, doing more Brahminical activities, right? So, in conclusion, Daivi Varnashram means that we can act, as Prabhu said, in any. If we're a Brahmin, we can act as a Vaishya, we can act as a Kshatriya, we can act in any way to please Krishna. But we still have our acquired nature, according to the modes of material nature in this body. We have proclivities towards certain things. So we can act in that way, but it should be in connection with devotional service. Then that's Daivi Varnashram. Then it leads towards liberation and giving up the concept that I'm anything to do with this material body, including any Varna or ashram. That's Daivi Varnashram. Gaur Premanande. We agree. Okay. Haribo. Thank you. Hare Krishna. So today is 4 o'clock. We'll try to get together, do some bhajan class. And then if there's time tomorrow, I have to leave about 3 o'clock. So if we would do it again tomorrow, it'll have to be early. At least today we can do it. Okay? Let me sing Maha Mantra. Huh? Who wants to sing? You want to sing, Prabhu? Huh? Who's inspired? Huh? You want to sing? You sing.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Hare. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gora, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.